Hello, Taurus. Okay, so I'm gonna read for you for the month of September, right? I am using the Lenormand deck. It is the Gilded Reverie Lenormand by Ciro Marchetti. I hope I'm pronouncing his name well. All right, Taurus, let's see what's coming up for you in the month of September. Okay, I am ana.mysstic, and if you would like a private reading with me, something that is just for you, I would be very happy to do that. And you can reach me. For now, I only have an email address. I will have my website is in the making. That will be coming soon. But you can just shoot me an email at ana.mysstic@gmail.com. I will put that in the description below. Okay. So I am shuffling the cards here, Taurus. Let's see what's coming up for Taurus in the month of September. What's coming up for Taurus in the month of September? Come on, Taurus. These cards are a bit... Are they sticky? They're not necessarily sticky. I love these cards. I absolutely love this deck. Okay. Oh, but that doesn't mean anything. There was the ring, one of the best cards, but it has to come up in the spread. Yeah, this is more fluid, more fluid. Okay, what's coming up for Taurus in September? What's coming up for Taurus in the month of September? Let's see, Taurus. Let's see what's coming up for you. Come on, cards. What's coming up for Taurus in the month of September? Guys, if you enjoyed this reading, please give me a thumbs up. And also, please comment in the comments below if that resonates with you. Gee. All right. Yep, I have all my cards. All right. Okay, Taurus, let's do this. What's coming up for Taurus? Okay. So Taurus, you have the book in the middle. You have the bouquet. You have the house. You have the fish. And you have the bear. Right. You also have the stork here. The clouds. Okay, the star. And you have the snake. You also have the ship, the whip. The mountain is crowning you, and just like Aries, just before you, you have the rider at the bottom of the deck. And as a general influence, I hope you can see it, like a general color, let's say, of the month, general tone, you have the fox. I will just put that here, the cut. Okay, let me just check quickly and see what you can see. And I think you see the cards like pretty well. I'm going to just move this slightly. Yeah, maybe. Well, you don't see the rider. Okay, let's see. Let's stay like that. Okay, so you don't see entirely the rider nor entirely the mountain, but you can see that they're there. Okay, so a pretty good spread overall, Taurus. Some very beautiful cards here. Let me see. So what came up? You have as general domain, let's say, general areas, you have the house, so you have the family here, and you have work here, the bear, and you have money here with the fish. All right. The cards, what do you have? So I'm not going to count the this card here, right, which is the cut. That is just like a general, very, very, very mild kind of like coloring and influence, and again tonality of the month, but that's not necessarily, I will not count that as into the spread. All right, you do have, okay, so you have 1 queen, 2 queens, 3 queens. That's significant. You have 3 kings, 1 king, 2 kings, 3 kings. You have 1, 2, 3, 10, 1, 9, 1, 8, 1, 6, and 1 valet. Okay, so if the cards are just 1, that doesn't count very much. Even 2 is not as strong. It really begins with 3 cards of the same suit. So you do have 3 tens, you do have 3 queens, and you do have 3 kings. Okay, so a lot of people involved here, right? 10 is a very good number, is a number of completion, is a number of positive completion, positive results, seeing the results of your work, of your effort. That also somehow pertains of something that is really maybe not exactly coming to an end, but like it's a culmination, right, of, you know, hard work and the culmination of effort you have put in, or waiting, or whatever that is for you. So it's culminating, and it's very positive. The 10 is a very positive card. It also speaks a little bit about something that may come after it, that is also very positive. So it's really like a very positive, it's like an accomplishment, right? It's a positive culmination. And you do have 3 kings and 3 queens, which again represent, so they are court cards, and they usually are, you know, good cards. Again, they represent success, and they represent also like people. Like this is a very, you do not have the garden here, which represents, you know, public and meetings and gatherings, but with a lot of people. But since you do have 3 queens and 3 kings, I would say this month you will be quite involved socially. So what came up for you is the house. Maybe you will have a lot of people in the house, maybe coming and going, maybe your family is visiting, maybe, you know, maybe the family is growing. Maybe you are welcoming people in your life and in your family, because you do have the stork here. So stork, house, and star. This almost speaks about a pregnancy. Maybe, again, as I said, maybe you're welcoming somebody in your house. So maybe you're welcoming like a child in your house. That is one of the interpretations. This will not resonate with each one of you, but it could be. And in case it's a pregnancy, the mountain here shows that it will, in case it's a pregnancy that will be very happy, that was wished, that was hoped for, waited, and is going to be with the bouquet here is going to be a very happy pregnancy, and with the star here is going to be again something that was wished for, and this will just show in that case, in that particular case, that I mean, it takes some time. It's not something that is going to be done overnight, right? I mean, it takes 9 months. Sometimes it may take 9 minutes to conceive a baby, but it takes 9 months to really have it delivered, if I may say so. Okay, so the central card here of your spread for this month is the book. The book speaks about learning, speaks about experience, and also speaks about secrets, maybe hidden agendas. I don't necessarily see this. It could be a secret agenda, because you do have like 2 negative cards here, right? Right, I was going to say right against it. I'm not sure that's very correct to say, but you have 2 cards that are quite negative, and are, especially this one, and that are quite close to it. So it could mean a bit of a secret agenda, maybe from somebody who is a bit jealous, somebody who is maybe secretive, who's keeping some secrets from you. And yeah, that could be in the workplace, because you do have the bear here, which represents work. So that could lead to some arguments here. The whip represents arguments, misunderstandings. Also, the clouds represent misunderstandings, like in miscommunication, and where you don't really see the light, is like you have a cloudy mind. But yeah, this is definitely a possibility here. So in the work area, in the work sphere, maybe you do have somebody who is a little bit secretive, or who's like planning some stuff, maybe to to get that promotion, and who's a bit jealous. So maybe that will, maybe you have some people around you, again in mostly in the work area or in the professional area, who do have like a secret agenda, and that will lead to some arguments. You do have the money card here. So the money card is linked to the work card. So I would say that's the money you gain, okay, like a salary, or whatever, a bonus, whatever it is, but like the money that you have from your work situation. Well, you do have this bouquet here next to it, right, which is one of the best cards in the deck. But you do also have these 2 cards next to the fish, so the money. I don't see money being, taken away from you. That would be maybe mice. But there is something a bit tricky about it. I think maybe this person here, if this is a person, it could also be a situation. But if this is a person in your professional area, which is a bit jealous of you, or who doesn't want you to get that promotion or to advance more, or maybe they want your place, whatever that is, they also, I feel, they're a bit jealous about your money. Maybe there is also something a bit secret about this money. Maybe there's somehow a secret agenda around money. Maybe that you have this secret agenda around money, because the money and the professional sphere here, the work, relates to you, and where these 2 cards intersect, well, it's here. It can also be here, of course. These 2 cards can also intersect here, so that's kind of like, this is trouble, and this could be secret plans that maybe you yourself have. So maybe I don't know, what one possible interpretation could be, that you maybe are hiding some money, or you don't necessarily tell about some money. I don't know, tell to your entourage, tell to your family, speak about it, whatever that is. This can also be like bookkeeping. Maybe you're very you're kind of like an accountant, right, who is like keeping everything in their books, everything of course around money, but the money is going to give you a bit of a headache somehow. There's something around money and work, or the money that comes from your work, that is a little bit troubled and a little bit fishy, so to speak. And that is also supported by the fact that the overall, tonality of the month, kind of like overall color of the month, is also given by the fox, which is not a very good card. It also speaks about people who are a little bit waiting in the dark and waiting to see you crush. So yeah, a bit of jealousy here in the workspace. You do have the bouquet, which is again one of the best cards. You do have the home here, so let's speak a little bit more about the home. So it's okay, so the stork, I said earlier, it could mean pregnancy. That's just one of the possibilities. It can also mean moving on, or just moving. So maybe you're moving on, maybe there was like something, a bit of a challenge, a bit of an obstacle in your family life or in your family entourage, like your extended family, and you are moving on. And this is something that is going to be, because you have the star here, which is a very positive card, so it's something that is going to be a very positive thing, maybe something that you wished for. And if it's an actual move, since you do have the bouquet here, it actually could be an actual move, like you're moving places and you're going to move where you wished for, where you want, because here you do have the ship, so the ship is also movement, and you do have the rider here, which also speaks about movement, even if the rider is it's mostly a messenger, so it's somebody who, I don't know if you can see, but the lady here has like an envelope in her hand, so it's mostly, again, it's the messenger, somebody who will bring a message to you, but still it's a movement card, and a very, very rapid one, this one. So here you do have these 3 cards here, and even all this line here is very positive. So it could speak about, this is of course, as I said, moving on. So moving on from a situation that has been a little bit difficult for you here, or maybe moving on from a situation that is a bit unclear, or some secrecy, a bit of a secrecy involved. So you're either moving on from that, or you're just simply moving home, so moving somewhere else. This is a very happy move, but there will be some delays here, since you do have the mountain that is crowning your spread. So the mountain does represent an obstacle, a challenge. It can also represent a lot of stability and something that is very fixed, right? Like a stone that is very fixed, will not move, okay? So that may seem like it's an opposition with what I just said, since I just talked about a move, but I think in this case, if it's a move, if you're moving home, it's something that is you hoped for, you wished for. It's kind of like a wish come true, a dream come true, and it's very positive, very happy, you're very happy about it. But it will take a little bit of time. Maybe it's not something that will be entirely accomplished in the month of September. Maybe you will start in September and then you will accomplish it, I don't know, maybe in October or by the end of the year. Or if you do move this month, maybe there will be something that you did not know about this new house, something that you did not know about, that will cause a bit of a delay. Or like if you moved, like maybe you cannot for real settle down, or I don't know. I've lived in many countries, and I don't know how it is in your country, but in some countries where I've lived, the electricity can take a long time to be opened by the electricity company, or you may not have I don't know, internet as soon as you would want to, like this type of delay. Or maybe, I don't know, the landlord, if you're renting, will have some kind of a problem, and there will be some delay involved, and maybe something that you did not know about, something you were not aware about. Okay, but yes, again, this month speaks about movement. You have 3 cards here that speak about movement. That also speaks about some delays, or if it's a pregnancy, as I said earlier, where it just says that you're not going to necessarily deliver in the month of September, Taurus. I mean, maybe some of you will, because that's a probability, but I see here in the cards that is mostly you. Maybe you just hear about a pregnancy, or you're trying to conceive. If you're trying to conceive, you will conceive, and it will take some time before, of course, the baby arrives. All right, so this card, again, the book is in the middle of your spread. I said it speaks about secrecy, secret agenda. And I kind of chose that meaning because you do have the clouds next to it, and also the snake next to it. The snake is really not a very good card. What else can it be? It can be, of course, learning. I don't really see that very much here. Learning for your workplace. Yeah, maybe you're doing some, but then there will be some arguments. So I don't really see how learning could lean to arguments. Is that an actual word? How can learning could lead, not lean, sorry, could lead to arguments. Okay, so the work and the house. Are you going to work from home? Not sure about it. Maybe you wish for that. And maybe you wish to be working from home. It's not going to happen this month. Somebody in your workplace does not agree with that, is not happy with that idea, and there will be some arguments. And again, this card speaks about delays, so it will take some time if this is something that you want to do. But maybe, this is something that you wish for. Okay, Taurus, I'm gonna wrap this up and say that September is an overall positive month for you if you are moving, if you want to move, if you want to get pregnant, if you are already pregnant. There is some money, there is something regarding your workspace or your professional area. It's linked with some money, which I think will come to you actually, because you do have the rider here just underneath the money card. but there will be some problems with this money. Either maybe you don't expect it. This is also another interpretation, money and, you know, secret or secret agendas. So maybe you don't expect it, but that will cause some arguments and it will be a little bit troublesome. It will provoke some, you know, you will not exactly know how you feel about it or how you feel about the whole situation. Again, overall, a positive month. Be careful in the work sphere. There isn't I mean, in your spread there is not the card that represents, you know, gossip and speaking or badly speaking behind people. That would be the bird. And the birds, actually, it's a neutral to positive card. If it's just surrounded with or surrounded by negative cards, then the meaning of it will be more negative. But you don't have that. So I really think there's some kind of a secrecy, or maybe somebody playing games a little bit, or a bit of a secret agenda in your workplace, and maybe regarding some money that you are waiting or that will come, and that will provoke some arguments. But you do have some very good cards here as the bouquet. It's a very positive card. You do have the star here just over, just above the work card. So overall, there is nothing to be much worried about. Just pay attention to people who, people at work who do not necessarily have your back, so to speak. So that's it for now, Taurus. Take care and good luck.